other news making the headlines today, 6:36, 5 years after the conflict in Syria began. 250,000 children are trapped in the war-torn country. Now they have not enough food, medicine or electricity.
Well, Charity Save the Children is urging other countries to intervene to assist the cities under siege. Children, many without parents, living in terror with no food, medicine or a safe place to sleep.
It's cold and there's no wood or anything. We have no shoes, slippers or gloves.
It's been going on for 5 years and families in besieged towns have no way out. They've dodged barrel bombs, airstrikes and shelling. The impact is immeasurable.
We stayed for about a week underground. Our children could not get out. They could get randomly shot at.
It's the real picture of a nation torn apart by war. This 14-year-old girl has been left raising her siblings.
My mother stayed with us for 4 months. Then my father called and asked her to go back. She told us that she would go for a month. It's been 2 years since she left us.
The parents who managed to stay with their children have to watch them suffer.
My child has been crying for a piece of bread since this morning. The children are hungry, all of them.
Some even admit they would rather die than continue living in these conditions. Peace talks are about to begin again. These families can only hope it will start to bring an end to their years of pain and terror. Well, joining us now is Ahmad. He's a Syrian refugee who's now living in Britain. We're not using his last name to protect his family, still stuck in Syria. Welcome to you, Ahmad. We've heard so much about this, and it's difficult for some people, I think, in this country to fully comprehend how bad things are in Syria. How bad is it?
I think the situation is beyond description. Soon there will be the 5th anniversary of the Syrian uprising, you know. And according to the UN, they were able to document over 250,000 people, you know, who lost their lives. You've got over 4.5 million people are taking refuge in the neighboring countries. Over 7 million people are internally displaced. Over 3 million people out of school. And half of, I mean, the children are the most affected.
You're from Aleppo, which is right in the middle of this conflict. Tell me what daily life is like. I mean, what are the conditions that people are living under there?
I mean, the situation is horrendous. It's been almost 5 years, like, from constant shelling, you know, the lack of food, lack of medical supplies. I mean, most of the health facilities, they're either destroyed or badly damaged, or there are no services available. I mean, most of the schools, they are not running. There are no school, the lack of food, lack of medicine.
And you came over how long ago to the UK?
6 months ago.
And what was your journey like? Because we've seen the desperate situation that people face when they try and get out of Syria. How do you get out? Do you pay a people smuggler to get you out? Do you get on one of these boats? Were you at Calais and trying to get onto a truck to get into the UK?
It was a very difficult journey. From it's the first step to the last step till I got to the UK. This involved smugglers, human traffickers, boats, you know, fake passports, Calais, all the horrendous
Were you at the jungle, as they call it?
I were in the jungle, yeah. I mean, it was
Which is this sort of camp that's, you know, where the people trying to get into the UK have to
the first time I got to that camp, I was literally shocked, because I work in the Middle East camps, you know, in Turkey, in the Kurdistan region of Iraq. And when I compared a European refugee camp to a Middle Eastern refugee camp, there were no way of comparison.
I mean, let me turn to a positive in all this. You've now been living with a family in Surrey. They took you in. You know, you're a genuine asylum seeker now. And a lot of people here, I think they've forgotten what this really means. You're an example of what an asylum seeker is, somebody fleeing a desperate war-torn country. But you've been given a new life and new hope by this country. How do you feel about that?
I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful, first of all, to be alive. Again, my experience in the UK is great. I mean, through this family, which I met them through refugeesathome.org, they helped me, they introduced me to many people. I've got a good network of friends, supporters, which is great. I've got a new opportunity, new chance, a new life.
You feel Britain's been good to you?
For me, it was a very positive, yes.
All right, well, Ahmad, thanks so much for coming in. You know, as Piers says, sometimes it's hard to put a face to this sort of experience, but, you know, you're an example.
Thank you very much.
That you know, people can now understand what's going on. We appreciate your time this morning. Thanks very much indeed. 6:41.